Donald Trump's pressure against Brazil's judiciary has not worked. Less than a week after being placed under sanctions by the US government, Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes placed former President Jair Bolsonaro on house arrest. Moraes said Bolsonaro has repeatedly disrespected a court ordered ban on social media use because on Sunday, August the 3rd, his supporters staged rallies in multiple Brazilian cities. Bolsonaro, who was prohibited from leaving his home during the weekend because of preventive measures issued by the Supreme Court, joined these rallies from video conference.
Belém do Pará.
The house arrest order is not a surprising move. Since being placed under restrictive measures, Bolsonaro had been testing the limits of the Supreme Court. A couple of weeks ago, he tried to attend an event hosted by his party and broadcast on social media. At the time, he escaped with a slap on the wrist, but Justice Alexandre de Moraes warned him that any other breach could justify placing Bolsonaro in custody. Bolsonaro now knows that Moraes meant business. Moraes had already said at the return of the Supreme Court from the mid-year vacation that he would not be bullied by the US government, as our reporter Isabela Cruz will explain.
Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes did not mince words when responding to Donald Trump's pressure against the trial of former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro. In a 30-minute speech from the court floor, the justice who is leading the case said he will ignore the sanctions imposed by the US president. And he went further. He described the actions of Bolsonaro's son and allies, who boast online about coordinating with Trump, as militia style. That's not a random adjective. The Bolsonaro family's political trajectory has repeatedly intersected with Rio de Janeiro's paramilitary mafias. So, does Trump really know who his allies in Brazil are? Recently, he said he didn't. If you want to know more about the trial, the Brazilian Report is hosting a live broadcast with top legal and political science experts to explain what's at stake for Bolsonaro. Go to Brazilian.report and register to join the event. Trump invoked the Global Magnitsky Act against Justice Moraes, a law designed to target kleptocrats and human rights abuses. Under this type of sanction, the justice can no longer do business with any American company or individual. Any assets in the US are frozen. But Moraes says he owns nothing there and has no plans to visit the US. Organizations such as Transparency International and even the author of the Magnitsky Act have said that applying it to Moraes is a complete misuse of the law. The Trump administration had already barred Moraes, along with other justices and their families, from entering U.S. territory. Now, Bolsonaro's son, Eduardo Bolsonaro, and his allies are threatening other justices as well as the heads of Brazil's House and Senate with the possibility of similar U.S. sanctions. They want Congress to approve amnesty for Jair Bolsonaro.
E na mais característica criminosa dessa verdadeira organização miliciana, ao fazerem as postagens, dizem: ainda há tempo caso você aceite a torpe coação. Acham que estão lidando com pessoas da laia deles, acham que estão lidando também com milicianos, mas não estão lidando com ministros da Suprema Corte Brasileira.
Other justices have also spoken out publicly about the case, vowing not to let such pressure affect their judgment of the case. To stay up to date with their statements and everything related to the Bolsonaro case, follow our Bolsonaro trial section at the Brazilian Report.